Okay, once again, good morning to everyone. Now, I can repeat the operational amplifier with respect to some of the topics. You are already discussed in the operational amplifier. Once again, I can repeat the briefly about operational amplifier and its characteristics and what is the configurations and some of the topics can be explained today. Okay, now the operation amplifier. Therefore, it is very huge variety of the operation amplifier. It can be used in the different operationals. That operation according to mathematical operations, some of the additions, multiplications, divisions, integrations, everything they can be used in the some calculations. Now the operation amplifier is a direct coupled high gain amplifier. First of all, what is meant by amplifier? Therefore, that amplifies, therefore signals or sound waves, or there may be different kinds of operations. It can be used to increase the low to high. Okay, increase the low to high. మనం ఏం చేస్తాం అక్కడ మనం ఇచ్చేటువంటి ఆంప్లిఫికేషన్స్ కానీ, అంటే ఆంప్లిఫికేషన్ అంటే ఇక్కడ సిగ్నల్స్ అనేటివి యూ హ్యావ్ టు ఇంప్రూవ్ లో సిగ్నల్ టు హై సిగ్నల్. ఇట్ కన్సిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది హై గెయిన్. హియర్ an operational amplifier is a direct coupled high gain amplifier using it uses, and usually it consists of one or more differential amplifier and usually followed by a level translator and an output stage. It is in the operational amplifier input and processor and output. On that processor there may be two different conditions, that is called as the intermediate state and level shifting stage. Therefore, on that intermediate stage, what do you want to create something, how to operate by using of different conditions we can modify. But in output and input and output there may be only data can be input is given in input, and what we required from that input to output we have to operate in the processor. But an operational amplifier is available as a single integrated chip circuit or a single integrated circuit package or chip circuit or chip packet, whatever it may be. Therefore, it will be inbuilt in one single chip. The operational amplifier is a versatile device that can be used to amplify DC as well as AC input signal, and was originally designed for computing such mathematical functions as additions, subtractions, multiplications, divisions, integration, differentiation. These are the mathematical functions. It can be used by something. Next, with the addition of suitable external feedback components, the modern day operational amplifier can be used for a variety of applications such as AC and DC signal amplification and active filters, oscillator, comparator, next regulators, and also so many kinds of electrically or digitally it can be built by using of different configurations and different operations. Okay, therefore, and again it is called as the black diagram of an operational amplifier. It is very important for your final exam, since an op amp uses a multi-stage amplifier. It can be represented by a black diagram as shown in the figure. Here there is a two different inputs, that is called as the one is inverting input terminal and other one is non-inverting input terminals. Here in this black diagram represents there is a three types of blacks, that is called as the one is input device and input stage, other one is this is called as the these two are called as the processing and this is called as the output stage. In these two stages there is a two different stages, that is called as intermediate stage and level shifting stages. Therefore, in this figure we have to explain the input device. It is in the dual input balanced in output. That is, dual input is called as the inverting and non-inverting. At the same time, the data can be given in this two terminals. Therefore, intermediate stage, it is called as the dual input to unbalanced output. This is called as the unbalanced output. In case of we have to giving the input device from the non-inverting terminal only. And the next thing, and again the data can be given into the inverting terminal only, inverting input terminals only. That is different. The data can be transmitted from the only one input terminal, that can be balanced to the output. Therefore, dual input balanced output, dual input but balanced output. But in case of single input, have to give in the single input and the balanced output can be detected from the output. At the same time, level shifting stage. In case of here level shifting stage, therefore emitter follower with a constant current bias. That is also one of the stage. Next, output stage, it is called as the complementary and symmetry push-pull amplifier. This is called as the black diagram of an operational amplifier. Therefore, on that black diagram, therefore the input stage generally provides most of the voltage gain of the amplifier and also establish the input resistance of the operational amplifier. Okay. Therefore, because of the direct coupling used, the DC voltage at the output of the intermediate stage is well above the ground potential. Therefore, in case of the DC voltage or the output of the intermediate stage, you have to modify the ground potential, that is called as the potential difference between two input terminals. You have to calculate by using the potential difference. Therefore, generally the level translator circuit is used to after the intermediate stage. Okay, level translator, that is depending on the, you have to adjust the feedback resistance. Okay, feedback, in case you have given in the first input terminal, that is in case of non-inverting or inverting terminal, the resistance can given to that input and output terminals. Automatically the feedback can given, it is in the level shifting or level translator circuit. అంటే ఏం చేస్తామంటే ఇన్పుట్కి అవుట్పుట్కి రెండింటి మధ్యలో ఒక వేరియబుల్ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ, వేరియబుల్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఇచ్చామనుకుంటాం అనుకో, దానికి ఏం చేస్తాం అక్కడ, అదే ఆ ట్యూనింగ్ చేసామనుకోండి, అదే ఆ రెసిస్టెన్స్ అనేది వేరే చేసామనుకోండి, ఆ రెసిస్టెన్స్ వేరే చేస్తే మనకు రావాల్సినటువంటి డయాగ్రామ్స్, ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు ప్రొడ్యూస్ సైన్ వేవ్ ఆర్ స్క్వేర్ వేవ్ ఆర్ సాటూత్ వేవ్, వాట్ ఎవర్ ఇట్ మే బి, ఆ వేవ్స్ అనేది చేంజ్ చేసామనుకో, వాటి యొక్క బ్యాండ్ విడ్త్ అనేది ఇంక్రీజ్, అంటే వాటి యొక్క లెంత్ ఇంక్రీజింగ్ డిక్రీజింగ్ని డిపెండ్ అయి ఉంటుంది. ఆల్రెడీ వీ హ్యావ్ డన్ ఇన్ ది వర్చువల్ ల్యాబ్ బై యూజింగ్ ఆఫ్ some equipments, it is called as the sine wave generator or square wheel bridge oscillator. Therefore, we have given, you have to change the frequency, you have to change the resistance. Automatically, the waveform can be changed. That is called as the level shifter. ఓకేనా, మనం చేసాం కదా వీన్ బ్రిడ్జ్ ఆసిలేటర్లో. ఈ వీన్ బ్రిడ్జ్ ఆసిలేటర్లో ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ రెసిస్టెన్స్ చేంజ్ చేస్తాం. రెసిస్టెన్స్ చేంజ్ చేసే కొద్దీ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ చేంజ్ అవుతుంది, దానితో పాటు అక్కడ వేవ్ ఫామ్ అనేది కూడా చేంజ్ అవుతుంది. గుర్తొచ్చిందా? హలో, అర్థమవుతుందండి?
Yes sir.
That is called the level translator circuit is used to after the intermediate stage. That is called as the level shifting stage. Next, final stage is the usually push-pull complementary amplifier output stage. In this stage, increase the output voltage, swing and rises the circuit supplying capability of op-amp. A well-designed output stage also provides low output resistance. Okay, that is called as the one of the, these are the three different stages. Therefore, first stage is input stage and second stage is middle stage. That middle stage is also called as the intermediate stage and a level shifting stage, and the third one is called as complementary push pull output stage or output stage. Therefore, but in this black diagram, the input can given in the input device or input stage, and output can connected in the output stage. In between, in input and output stage in between, therefore there is a different stages can be observed on that two in between two stages. Automatically, that is called as the level shifting stages కానీ లేదా intermediate stages కానీ, ఈ టూ స్టేజెస్లో what we require, we have to change and you have to adjust by supplying the input signals. Next one is the ideal op-amp. What are the characteristics of an ideal op-amp? It is very important for your examination also. Okay, an ideal operational amplifier would exhibit the following electrical characteristics. That is called as the infinity voltage gain. Next, infinity input resistance. Next, output resistance is 0, and also output voltage is 0 when the input voltage is 0. Next, the bandwidth. Any signal can be amplified without attenuations. Therefore, the bandwidth is infinity. Next, CMRR ratio, that is called as the common mode rejection ratio, is infinity. Next thing is slew rate is infinity, so that the output voltage changes occur in simultaneously with input voltage changes. These are the physical characteristics of or ideal characteristics of an operational amplifier. Therefore, an amplifier, it is an ideal. How can you define? Therefore, these characteristics, these characters can be represented, can exhibit the op amp. Automatically, that op amp is called as the ideal. An ideal man. Okay, an ideal man can follow some characteristics. They can maintain some dignity, they can maintain some politeness, everything he can be follow. Therefore, that man is called as the ideal man. Okay, he is a regular candidate, he is a regular student. That's why he is also అర్థమవుతుందా? ఐడియల్ మ్యాన్ అంటే ఎట్లా ఉండాలి? దే కెన్ పర్ఫార్మ్ quite common things: regularity, obedience, okay, some discipline, punctuality, time punctuality. ఇవన్నీ కూడా కొన్ని రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తాయి. అప్పుడు ఓ హీఈస్ గుడ్ మ్యాన్, హీఈస్ గుడ్ బాయ్. దట్ ద సేమ్ థింగ్ హియర్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో అండ్ op amp is also, they can be represents some of the characteristics. That is called as the voltage gain is infinity, resistance is infinity, input resistance and output resistance is also infinity. In case input voltage is 0, the output voltage is also 0. అంటే నువ్వు ఎంత ఇస్తే అంత వస్తుంది. ఇన్ఫినిటీ ఇచ్చామనుకో, ఇన్ఫినిటీ అంటే ఏమవుతుంది? అక్కడ ఎంత ఇస్తే అంత రావడం. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ ది హియర్ దెన్ ఐడియల్ op amp కెన్ ఎగ్జిబిట్స్ ది ఫాలోయింగ్ క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్. These characters can represent the any op amp that can be treated as it is in the ideal. Okay, it is very important, don't forget. Next, practically there were some of the practical op amps. You have to use the input offset voltage. What about input offset voltage? Therefore, input offset voltage, that is called as VIO, is the differential input voltage that exhibits in between two input terminals. That is in between two input terminals is called as the inverting terminal and non-inverting terminals. In these two input terminals of an op amp, without any external inputs applied, okay, without any external inputs applied, there is no any external inputs, therefore the voltage, therefore the differential input voltage, that is called as the input offset voltage. మన ఇన్పుట్ ఆఫ్సెట్ వోల్టేజ్ అని ఎట్లా ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయాలంటే దేర్ ఇస్ నో ఎనీ ఇన్పుట్ డివైస్ ఆర్ ఇన్పుట్ ఎక్స్టర్నల్ ఇన్పుట్. మన ఇన్పుట్లో మనం ఎటువంటి ఎక్స్టర్నల్ ఇన్పుట్ అనేది ఇవ్వకుండా ఉన్నప్పుడు అది రిప్రజెంట్ చేసేదాన్ని ఇన్పుట్ ఆఫ్సెట్ వోల్టేజ్. నెక్స్ట్ this is called as the some external, this is the circuit diagram of an input offset voltage. Okay, next output offset voltage. Therefore the output voltage causes by mismatching between two input terminals. Mismatching is called the output offset voltage. Therefore input offset voltage, there is no any external input, that is called as the input offset voltage. Here the output offset voltage is called as the mismatching in between two input terminals, that is called as, in case we have to give only non-inverting input terminal, therefore another thing inverting terminal is connected to ground, automatically it is in the mismatch. Input ki input two terminals ఉంటాయి కదా, and those two input terminals there is no any connection, in only one connection is there, that one connection mismatching. ఓకేనా, అర్థమవుతుందా? రెండు ఇన్పుట్ టెర్మినల్స్లో ఈ రెండు ఇన్పుట్ టెర్మినల్స్కి మనం ఇన్పుట్ అనేది ఇచ్చాం, అప్పుడేమవుతుంది, ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్వర్టింగ్ టెర్మినల్కి ఒక బ్యాటరీ కనెక్షన్ ఇస్తాం, నాన్ ఇన్వర్టింగ్ టెర్మినల్కి ఇంకొక బ్యాటరీ కనెక్షన్ ఇస్తాం. ఈ రెండు టెర్మినల్స్కి రెండు బ్యాటరీస్ కనెక్షన్ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు దాన్ని ఇన్పుట్ ఆఫ్సెట్ వోల్టేజ్ కూడా అనం. ఓకేనా, అంటే ఏమవుతుంది, నో ఇన్పుట్ ఆఫ్సెట్ వోల్టేజ్ అంటే నో ఇన్పుట్ ఎక్స్టర్నల్ వోల్టేజ్, ఎక్స్టర్నల్ కనెక్షన్స్. మన ఎక్స్టర్నల్ ఇన్పుట్ అనేది ఆ రెండింటిలో కూడా ఇన్పుట్ కనెక్షన్స్ ఇన్పుట్ ఇవ్వకుండా ఉంటే దాని ఇన్పుట్ ఆఫ్సెట్ అను. కానీ ఇన్పుట్ అవుట్పుట్ ఆఫ్సెట్ వోల్టేజ్ అంటే ఒకదానికి ఇన్ కేసు ఇన్వర్టింగ్ టెర్మినల్కి +5 volts ఇస్తాము, నాన్ ఇన్వర్టింగ్ టెర్మినల్కి గ్రౌండ్ కనెక్షన్ ఇస్తామనుకో, అప్పుడు +5 ఇది గ్రౌండ్, అదేమవుతుంది అక్కడ మిస్ మ్యాచ్. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ ది అవుట్పుట్ ఆఫ్సెట్ వోల్టేజ్. నెక్స్ట్ ది అవుట్పుట్ ఆఫ్సెట్ వోల్టేజ్ ఈస్ ఏ DC voltage at it may be positive or negative in polarity depending on whether the potential difference between the two input terminals is positive either negative. Okay, that can be treated as the second thing. Therefore this is called as the output offset voltage. Therefore it is in the mismatching condition. Next, input offset current. It is very important. What are the characteristics of practical op amp? You have to write input offset voltage, output offset voltage, or input offset current and output offset current. These are the different conditions of practically it is defined. Okay, the input offset current is defined as the algebraic difference between two input bias currents. Algebraic difference between two input bias currents. In case of first input, second input, in these two inputs, it is in the form of IB1, IB2. That is called as the input current 1, input bias current 2. Current 1, current 2 ఈ రెండింటిని యాడ్ చేసుకుంటాం. ఇట్ ఈజ్ ఇన్ ది ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ IB1 is equal to IB1 minus IB2 or IB1 plus IB2, whatever it means. That is called as the input bias current 1 and input bias current 2. That is called as the input offset current. At the same time, this is called as the circuit diagram. It can be represented. That is called as the, it is called as the first input. Therefore, this is called R1, and here we have to mention the V2 and also IB2. That is called as the input bias current 2 and input bias current 1. It may be treated as the input offset current. Next, input bias current. Therefore, an input bias current IB is defined. The average of the two input bias currents, okay, that is called as the offset. This is input bias current. The average input bias currents of IB1 and IB2, that is called as the IB1 plus IB2 by 2. Therefore, input bias current. Therefore, IB1 DC bias current following into the non-inverting input. Next, IB2 DC bias current following into the inverting input. Okay, first one is the non-inverting and the second one is the inverting. Therefore, the value of input bias current is very small, in the range of few to few hundreds of nanoamperes. Okay, IB, that is equal to input bias current is very small, in the range of few to few hundreds of nanoamperes. That is called as the input bias current. Therefore, this is called as the input bias current circuit diagram. Therefore, IB1, one is inverting, another one is non-inverting. This can be representing as this. Next one is the thermal drift. Thermal drift. The average rate of change of input offset voltage per unit change in temperature. The average rate of change of input offset voltage per unit change in temperature. That is called as the thermal voltage drift. The average, okay, the average rate of change of input offset voltage per unit change in temperature or unit change in time. మన టైం తీసుకున్నప్పుడు కానీ it is in the thermal drift because of temperature. That is denoted by delta VIO by delta T. That is called as the average rate of change of unit input offset voltage per unit change in temperature. Okay, next, similarly, the thermal drift in the input offset current and input bias current are defined as follows. Therefore, the thermal input offset current and input bias current. This is called as the voltage, and here similarly the rate of change of input offset current per unit change in temperature. Input offset current and also input bias current, the average rate of change of input bias current per unit change in temperature is called as the thermal input bias current. Okay, this may be denoted as this. This is called as the input offset current, and this is called as the input bias current. Therefore, this can be treated as the three different conditions. Okay, can you understand this? It is very important. Define thermal drift in operational amplifier. You have to write this one. Okay, the average rate of change of input offset voltage per unit change in temperature. At the same time, input offset current and input bias current. Therefore, temperature is constant. That is called as the thermal drift in input offset current and thermal drift in input bias current is defined as follows. Okay, next this is called as the supply voltage rejection ratio. At the same time, common mode rejection ratio. At the same time, power supply rejection ratio. These are also the practically op-amp characteristics. Okay, therefore, the change in op-amps input offset voltage caused by variation in the supply voltage is called as supply voltage rejection ratio. Therefore, input offset voltage caused by variation in the supply voltage, that may be treated as in case of op-amp, there is two different input terminals, that is called as the inverting terminal and a non-inverting terminal. In these two terminals, it may be given two input offset voltages, that is two different from the first one to second one. Automatically there is a variation in between the potential difference in between the two input terminals. Automatically that may be treated as the supply voltage rejection ratio or power supply rejection ratio, whatever it may be. Therefore, in case it can be expressed in the two terminals. This is expressed either in microvolts power supply or microvolts per volts or in decibels. Therefore, for example, supply voltage rejection ratio for mu A into 741 is, therefore, the thermal drift is equal to 150 microvolts per unit time. It is the maximum and 76.48 in decibels. This is called as the power supply rejection ratio. Next, it is very important. Write define common mode rejection ratio or CMRR. Define CMRR. It is defined as the ratio of the differential gain, the ratio of differential gain AD to the common mode gain ACM. The ratio between differential gain and the common mode gain is called as the common mode rejection ratio. That is called as the CMRR. Therefore, it is measure of the degree of matching between two input terminals. That is, the larger the value of common mode rejection ratio. Therefore, the better is the matching between the input two terminals, and the smaller is the output common mode voltage. Therefore, it will be defined by giving as the input to values. Therefore, common mode rejection ratio completely depending on the input terminals or input device. Okay. Next, there is a two different differences between the ideally op amp and practical op amp. Therefore, it is completely different from the ideal. The characteristics of ideal and the characteristics of practical. Okay, ideal op amp characteristics and ideal op amp practical characteristics. In practical gana, in ideal gana, there is a two different conditions. Therefore, what are the differences between ideal op amp and practical op amp? We have to write this. First one is the ideal op amp and the second one is the practical op amp. Therefore, in ideal op amp, the voltage gain is infinity. In practical op amp is high. Input resistance is infinity and output high. Output resistance is 0. Therefore, in practical op amp is low. Therefore, output voltage when input voltage is 0. Therefore, output voltage when the input voltage is 0. That is depending on the input voltage. Either input voltage is 0 and output voltage is also 0. It is in the condition of ideal op amp, but in practical op amp is low. Bandwidth is infinity and here the output is high, and is CMRR infinity and output is in the practical op amp is high. Okay, here slew rate is infinity and practical op amp is high. These are the differences between the characteristics differences between the ideal op amp and practical op amp. Okay, it is very important for the final exam also. Next, characteristics of an op amp. Once again, DC characteristics. Therefore, DC characteristics includes input bias current and input offset current, input offset voltage, input offset voltage current, and DC thermal drift. These are the DC characteristics according to operation amplifiers. Okay, DC characteristics is called as the input bias current, input offset current, input offset voltage, output offset voltage, and thermal drift. These are the different characteristics in the DC characteristics. And also the AC characteristics, including frequency responses and slew rate, next CMRR and frequency responses, there is in these two conditions will be affected. Next, characteristics of op amp. Therefore, the frequency responses. Ideally, an op amp should have an infinity bandwidth and practical op gain decreases at higher frequencies. What is the case of the gain of the op amp to roll out certain frequencies is reached? Okay, there is no any clarifications about the, it is very clear to observe. Next, there must be a capacitive component in the equivalent circuit of the op amp. This capacitance is due to the physical characteristics of the device, that is BJT or FET, used and internal construction of an op amp. Therefore, what about BJT and what about FET? Therefore, BJT is called as the bipolar junction transistor. Okay, here it have two poles, that is called as the bipolar. It is treated as the BJT. Therefore, these are the three terminals: collector, emitter and base. Okay, in these three terminals, only two terminals can be activated. That is called as the, therefore, three different configurations. That is CB configuration, CB, that is called as the collector base configuration, EB configuration, emitter base configuration, and CE configuration, collector emitter configuration. These are the three different configurations that may be defined, that may be treated as the physical characteristics of the device. Therefore, you have to construct in the internal construction of an op amp. And also FET is also same, but it is in the voltage control and current. These are the BJT and FET is the two different components. One is the current control device, another one is voltage control device. Okay, that is the differences. Therefore, you have to use these devices and internal construction of an op amp. For an op amp with only one break frequencies, all the capacitor effects can be represented by a single capacitor. You have to represent in the only single capacitor. You have to build, you have to construct. The chip is only in single. This is called as the one high frequency model of an op amp with a single and it is also open loop. There is a different kinds of characteristics of low pass and high pass. But you don't want to do this. Next, these are the next characteristics of an op amp. These are the very important topics to you. It may be treated as the different conditions. You have any doubts regarding this? It is very important for your final exam. That's why I can repeat. Okay. Tell me. What Ajit? And third?
Nothing, sir.
I have already discussed in this chapter, but why I can repeat this? It is very important for your examination and everything. That's why I can repeat this. Okay. Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, Taran.
Nothing, sir. Nothing, sir.
Okay. Okay, you have any queries or you have any doubts regarding this? Please you may ask and I can explain everything. Once again, I can repeat the main topics only. Main topics. But you have to do in the practical session. You are already doing. Wien-Bridge oscillator, integration and differentiation, inverting, non-inverting. Next is 7th segment.
Voltage to current.
Voltage to current converter. These are all are the included your practicals. Okay, Wien-Bridge oscillator, it is also in the syllabus. Voltage to current current converter, it is also in the syllabus. Okay.
Sir, those two questions are important to external exam, sir.
Which one?
The Weinstein.
Wien-Bridge oscillator.
Wien-Bridge oscillator and voltage to current.
Yeah. Wien-Bridge oscillator and voltage to current converter by using operation amplifier. Explain about voltage to current converter by using operation amplifier. Or Wien-Bridge oscillator. Explain about Wien-Bridge oscillator by using operation amplifier. Or how to produce sine wave by using operational amplifier. That may be asking in this type. Therefore, Wien-Bridge oscillator is also, it will be in this question. ఇది సైన్ వేవ్ని ఏ విధంగా ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేస్తాం అనేది కూడా Wien-Bridge oscillator గురించి రాయాలి. ఓకేనా? అట్లయినా అడుగుతారు, ఇట్లయినా అడుగుతారు, ఎట్లయినా అడుగుతారు. కాబట్టి you have to know the minimum requirement of the syllabus and everything. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you one and all. You may leave now. Okay, you go for next class.
Okay, sir.